Well. Here we are again. In the world of Ace Attorney, where attorneys are asexual. I don't know why they decided to do that, but, there it is. Hello, Arg. That's definitely what it means. Don't look into it. I'm thinking language is English, given I don't have another option. Seems like a good idea. Oh, tell me you can't hear the game. That would be just Jim Dandy. Okay, no, there are sound. The game sports autosave. Well, that's nice. Loading. Creating system. Okay, yep, we're good. I am playing this on Xbox. Just like the first Ace Attorney collection, I do want to get all the achievements in this, so. This wasn't... No, I'm good. What online? What? Checking for add-ons. There's Hold on, is there DLC for this fucking game? Hold the fucking phone. Hold on. Stop the presses. Did they put... Maybe it's costumes, I guess. But did they put DLC in this game? 5 stars, you say? Oh, it's a soundtrack, I guess. Yeah, it's just the soundtrack. Like, what am I gonna do with the soundtrack on the Xbox? Like, okay. I appreciate what they tried to do, but... Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Played this way back when it came out on the DS in, like, I want to say 2007, 2008? Walked into a GameStop and picked it up. It must have been 08, because I remember the GameStop I walked into was the one near my high school, which is when I moved as a kid, so... Anyway, options! The best part. Oh, normally I would turn all this crap off, but... I mean, in an Ace Attorney game. Wait time. Wait for autoplay in story mode. Oh. Yeah, I can't play in story mode because that would apparently void some achievements. What is soundtrack arranged? Original. Oh. I want to hear that. I want to hear the bleeps and bloops. All right? Art style, you better believe it's pixel art. We're going old school. The correct way to do this. Thank you very much. Original music and pixelated art style, where it looks nice and crisp. I hate this chibi bullshit. Do you need that many more achievements? Yeah, I only have, what's my gamer score? It's behind my webcam. 710,525 achievements. I need to get to 1 million. Come on. Anyway, get started. Excuse me. Let's get started. Nathan. Turnabout visitor. Yes. I will be doing the character voices that we all know and tolerate. And some new ones that we don't know and we'll also have to tolerate because you don't get a say. I'm the one doing it. 1:16 a.m., March 14th. I don't know who this is. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Some shadowy men. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Ah, you missed. I'm gonna bet this guy did it. Investigation closed. This guy did it. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always has been, always will be. Prosecutor building, 12th floor hallway. I'm not, like, accidentally in story mode or anything, right? Ah, it's so nice looking. In nice, crisp pixel art the way I remember it, and it's always better. It's hard to believe I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Why do you know what blood smells like? Like, you've been to crime scenes, but normally they clean up by that point. What the? What's the meaning of this? Frage. I don't know who this is either. Question marks. She. I'm bald, she. Identify yourself. Shut up. Alright, well, got him. Yeah, you've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Didn't they? Okay, well, that's just rude. Is that a threat? You missed, you idiot. Didn't they, like, commit murder in his car, like, 3 games ago? Probably a little more intimate than his office, I'd say. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. In fairness, no one's tried before, but I assure you, you will not be the first. I'll just be leaving then, okay? Don't worry about it. Tends to be inept. Oh, Gumshoe can dust and water a plant. Come on. My name is Miles Edgeworth. In the UK, they call me Kilometer Edgeworth. I work as a prosecutor for my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well, please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. There he goes, dusting. Ah! Ah, here he is. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I went up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say the culprits sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud in my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. Why are you explaining to it? Oh, you know what? It's Gumshoe. Never mind. Gumshoe absolutely needs his job explained to him pretty regularly, I'd suspect. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll be keeping any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Points of logic. Is it really coincidence that murder took place in my office? It isn't helping with how trashed the place is. I don't know, Arg. It's already a mess and there's a dead body. He might not be helping, but like, the worst of it has already happened. I keep getting this nagging feeling that there's something important to keep in mind. I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? Security reasons, this door has a lock built into it. Well, yeah, most doors do. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should be okay, you know what? Never mind. I forgot who I was speaking to for a moment. I've been away for a month and it's very late. Why did this motherfucker come to his office at 1 a.m. anyway? Like, what was he doing? There's no one here. What was he gonna accomplish? Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? Okay, so real quick. I'm not in story mode, right? Some accolades are not obtainable if you play in story mode. Okay, I'm in reader mode, I think. Yeah, reader. Autoplay, story mode, autoplay. Okay, I'll leave it there. You want to leave it, I guess, on autoplay, because in story... Automatically progress through the game when enabled, including answering questions and presenting evidence. Oh, so you can just have the game play it for you. Interesting. Excuse me. I will also say, there is an achievement for turning the chibi graphics on. I don't know if I need to be in-game for that. Well, I will be referencing a guide on occasion. If you go into the options in the main menu, you'll see two options are art style, either HD or pixel. Choose HD. You'll get the achievement as soon as you start either game, or choose an episode from the episode selector. Well, I mean, I did, and I don't have the achievement, which is concerning, but I also haven't, like, started playing. It's just been talking. How do you, how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with left bumper. Then I connect them together with Y. God, my left bumper button is a little bit tricksy these days. Story mode is pure visual novel where there's no puzzles. I'm in pixel, not chibi. Yeah, the achievement is... Oh, play the game with HD chibi characters. Oh! Ew. Ugh. Connect. This is very different from the DS. It used to have like a swirling effect. There. We're on the board! For secondary reasons, does this game have good art with their achievements? They might. Hold on. I could set that as a background. Or gamer pick! Oh, shit! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. That's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Does Feeny the Weenie make an appearance? No. Asterisk. He's in the background of one screen, and you have to, like, go find him for an Easter egg, but he is not actually in this game. They wanted to really make the game without Phoenix Wright being relied on. They wanted Edgeworth to stand on his own. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusions, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Hold on a second. Can I not... Oh, God, I can't change the graphics right now. I can't change them in-game. That's annoying. I'm just gonna save real quick right here. Don't mind me. Yes, back to title. God, Jesus. Oh. Art style. Yep, there it is. IV potassium hurts so much. Yeah, I bet. Oh, wow, an achievement. Anyway, ew. Disgusting. There we go. Much better. All right, let's go. Now the real game. Let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. All right. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you feel lost and want to talk, use Y, okay? I'll give you a great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. I'm used to doing this on a touchscreen, so this is a new sensation for me. By used to, I mean when I played this game as a kid, it was obviously a touchscreen. The old DS. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of the gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. They're really dangerous. But now I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. They issue you revolvers? Interesting. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. That could mean that he's either a detective, has access to them, or it's just a very popular gun. We are supposed to be in California, so, you know. Guns aplenty. Hit the wrong button. Hit Y to investigate. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks like 1,000,000,000 times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Don't you control his salary, though? You skinflint tightwad? Examine this crap. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. It's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately, for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Harsh. Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. The killer is going to pay this tea set. Mike's really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart. It can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? I think I've seen one of these before. It's a wallet. What do you mean? Oh, okay. It's a police badge detective. Arguably worse that you didn't know that. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside. That's worse, yeah. Ah, look, it's Buddy Faith, detective. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear our victim was a detective just like you. Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Interesting. What was he doing in my office? I seem to gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them connected to each other. Or I could keep examining. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, but until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Need hugs? Ronflex, you need a hug? My big strong boy. Ronflex, give us a hug. This one's for Clover. She's in the hospital. Only you can save her with the power of hugs. And sitting here. Good boy. Oh, my bad. It's supposed to be the state. Sometimes I have to remind myself that y'all don't have guns up your asses too. What? It surprised me if the issued revolver could be bought at a local grocery store. I mean, grocery store is a bit much, and I think police-issued guns are generally not used on the streets for reasons of it's the police-issued one and they don't want that publicly available. Walmart sells guns. That's true. Walmart does sell guns, but that's also like a bulk store. They sell sporting goods, so like hunting rifles They sell bicycles, they sell furniture. I bought luggage at Walmart. You can buy food, clothes. You can get everything at Walmart. Depends on the state. Look, if you walk into like a giant grocery store or a green grocery store, they're not gonna have a gun. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. The body was found at 2:05 a.m. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of evidence we find, sir? Aren't you a fucking cop? Of course, this is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. I can't give it to Gumshoe because he would lose it immediately. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press right bumper to open my organizer. Yeah, there you go. Badges, profiles. I gotta present my badge to everybody. As you do. But the organizer isn't only for evidence, I keep other people's profiles in it as well. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Still weird, but sure. Like I said, it's a bulk store. I guess I've examined the whole body. I was mainly looking at the hand. I thought he might be holding something. Are you intentionally giving me a speech impediment? Gumshoe? Absolutely. Your files are all over the floor, sir. And they probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. No, Edgeworth, what speech impediment? He just has an accent. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I wanted the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean the place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? It's when you say organizer. Organizer. It's for the accent, I have to say it like that. Ah, yes, I need to open my organizer. I don't know how else he would say it. I don't believe it. I packed those files on the shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. We're not gonna acknowledge the blood writing there? Okay. Guess not. I can speak to this gentleman. Maybe don't mention earthquakes around Edgeworth. Yeah, he's a little bit traumatized by that. Excuse me. Do you have anything to report? So, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, I should look around a bit more. Chessboard? Ow! They even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up and ready for you when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. Somehow, I think he would wipe the floor with you, Gumshoe. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I could give chess a try. They are very different games. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Truly. What about you? What's going on over here? How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. In Georgia, you can't just buy a gun. Most weapons are restricted to cops in the army. You can get a hunting rifle and such as a civilian. That's a whole process. It can be a hassle. Yeah. Guns are much more freely accessible over here. I hear Sweden? No, Switzerland. Doesn't Switzerland have guns out the wazoo? Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What was it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself. Lies! But the hero, the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production value and riveting plot draws a number of adults who absolutely are justified in their love for the show as well. Spin-offs such as the Pink Princess, Little Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of wabbit fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to this investigation. My desk. It's been a while since I sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tiny, it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah. Everything's so polished it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. Andrew did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. He may have let a murder happen in my office, but goddamn, the man knows how to polish a desk. So I'll let it slide. What is he referring to? There's something out of the ordinary right in front of his eyes. This guy's busy, so I can't look at the... There's obviously a wall safe back there. Looked at all this stuff. Look at that. Oh, right, the logic, right? They mentioned it, and then I went and did other things. Killer's gold, detective, revolver, signs of struggle. Surely the cop's gun and him being a detective are relevant, right? Surely that's a connection. The revolver, standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we have here? Mr. Wedgeworth, this guy's wearing a gun holster. It appears our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. I see. So he was shot with his own gun. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use white stick to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use left and right bumper to zoom in and out to get the nitty-gritty. Oh, chat. Oh, no. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm pointing the gun at you. Better like, comment, and subscribe in-game. Oh, dear. Ah, man, we're doing a James Bond intro where I shoot the camera. Only one shot's been fired. Interesting, since he was shot, and then also my suit was shot. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the victim just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof of that for now, but it is a distinct possibility. I think this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Jim! At least they aren't simple coincidences. Otherwise, not sure what bearing on the case it would have. True. Oh, look at that. Hey, I know you! This pretty boy. What should this guy's voice be? Kind of want to see him in a conversation first. Why, oh why, how could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. Ahem. Maybe. I was thinking kind of like, maybe high-pitched and a little nasally. The body! Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! Look at him. Jim looks like he just turned in for the night. Sure. Just a bloodstained suit. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. Jacques Sportsman, prosecutor. Get it? Jacques Sportsman. If you say it fast, you can probably figure out his personality also based on his headband and gold medal he insists on wearing. Jim here was my partner in crime, busted. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoes, huh? How old's this guy, I wonder? Profiles, 29. That guy's younger than me? Oh, God, I feel old. He's only 2 years older than me. He's also younger. Well, that makes sense. His skin is flawless. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that's correct. And it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of that office has the key to his or her own office door. Jock Sportsman. Ace Attorney games are a bit on the nose with the names. Oh, just wait. They get way worse. Not in this game, but in future games, they get way worse. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Ho 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 ho! Hey, Gumshoe, maybe stop talking. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you, then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. Damn it, Gumshoe. Oh, the motto of Ace Attorney. Damn it, Gumshoe! At least every Ace Attorney game, this one and prior. He's barely in the next one, and he hasn't been seen since. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? How about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. Miss anything? A murder! No, not yet. It's just the first case. We're on the board with 2 achievements. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir? What a... You son of a bitch! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. Oh my god. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Sir, this feels disrespectful. Cram it, Flatfoot! Dude got killed in Edgeworth's property, as per usual. Not much else. Well. I should probably give them some space. This looks asinine. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see, it'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something. No, that's all right. Feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. What, can I leave? I guess I can talk to this guy. Oh, no, I can go check the thing the forensics guy was doing. So, yes, sir. Yes, something out of the ordinary is right in front of his eye. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. Like half-assed soliloquy, but sure, edgy. Well, no need to be snarky at a murder scene, Arg. That's my job. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Oui? Little Scooby-Doo on that one. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. I'm starting to sound like him. Oh, dear. You were never there at the scene of the crime! But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence, or something seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. That would be this bullet. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. You miss Gumshoe. I miss Gumshoe, period. The last game he's in is the next one, is the sequel to this. He's barely in it, and then he's not in any game after that. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. That would be the gun, I believe. Eureka! Eureka! This bullet hole is a contradiction. He appears in the first case of Apollo Justice. Does he? I played some of Apollo Justice. Oh, the final case of Justice. I played some of it. I never beat it, so didn't know that. But no, he hasn't been in a game since the DS proper. Ever since the game went to the 3DS, he has not been seen at all. And now the games don't even come out on 3DS anymore because it's not supported. They all come out on PC and modern consoles, which just feels wrong. Ace Attorney feels like it was made for handhelds. You told me that like 6 times. You'll forgive me if I'm trying not to remember spoilers for a game I haven't played, but will play later, Nathan. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's white. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's tool 2. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Could there be another gun in play here? Probably the one the guy, like, walked out of the room with. Why would the guy who shot your jacket and threatened you a little bit just throw the gun on the floor and leave? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the flame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Ooh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside there. It's a pure gold autographed silver samurai. Oh, it'd be a silver. Fuck. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Watch it that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, and I kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Well, it was clearly wiped down a little bit, wasn't it? Methinks someone might have been using it recently. Could it be the person I know is the killer, Jacques Sportsman? Now, this is odd. It's a tradition, somewhat, to give away who the murderer is in the first case. Like, the first game, you knew it was Sawwit. The second game, you knew it was, Wellington or whatever his name was. Third game? I guess you didn't know who it was in the third game. Although you knew it wasn't Phoenix, so. Fourth game, which is this one, you know who it is. Next game, I don't remember. Apollo Justice, I think they keep it a secret. And I'll be fucked if I can remember any of the others. Found something, sir. This keypad. Don't you find it to be a little bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. First cases are usually the introductory case, that tracks. Yeah. And also, they're usually, like, not super important to the overall story. Ones where they are important, they don't do that, and that's kind of a giveaway they're going to be a little bit important. The ones where they're not super important, they'll just show you who the killer is. So in this case, Pinky there on the right. By the way, you're not missing anything behind my webcam. It's just there's a button prompt for my journal. So That's all you're missing. If anything does show up there, I might move the webcam. But I don't think anything will be up there. I can't imagine anything's vitally important in the top right corner of the screen. You there, forensic scientist. He's been officer, but sure. Yes, sir. Could you dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Apollo just says the best first case. More so than the third game? With Dahlia and Young Phoenix, where you play as Mia? That's a pretty good one, Nathan. That's a pretty good one. In your opinion, yeah. Honestly, I haven't played Apollo Justice in probably a decade. Barely remember any of it. Although apparently Gumshoe's in it at the end. Not like that would have been a cool surprise or anything, since I forget it all the time. I won't harp on it. I'll probably forget it later anyway by the time I get around to playing it. No, I think the third case has my favorite, or the third game has my favorite opening case, where you play as Mia. That's such a cool bit, and you get Young Phoenix. I understand why. I mean, the first case in Apollo Justice, even for a guy who hasn't played it in a decade, I remember it. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But I like playing as Mia and seeing Young Phoenix more, so. I couldn't find it, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. I don't think any other game even has, like, a case to be made for best opening case. Arguably the first game, because it started it all, but, like, I feel like it's either Apollo Justice or, I can never remember. Which one is Trials and Tribulations, and which one is... Spirit of Justice is the... No. Fuck. Trials and Tribulations is the second one. The third one is... Spirit of Justice is the one with Sadmondi. Dual Destinies is the one with Black Quill. Fuck, what's the one with Godot's name? Ace Attorney... Justice for All. Oh, Justice for All is the second one. Trials and Tribulations is 3. Oh, yeah, I never would have gotten Justice for All. And I've forgotten in the amount of time until you play Apollo Justice, you probably forget again. Forget what? As I thought. It appears logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information they have. Ah! Just start screaming, going to his mind palace and shuffling things around. That would be very funny to me. I would love if, like, Edgeworth is calm and cool on the outside, but, like, on the inside, I had to do, like, a bullet hell shooter because he's a complete neurotic mess. That would have been great. That would have been phenomenal. Wiped fingerprints, signs of a struggle towards goal. Oh, maybe they were after the safe? It's leading towards whoever shot him knew the safe was there, suggesting it was a prosecutor. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. We know it's Shock. Killer's goal? Why does this happen in my office? So they thought I might have something in my safe, maybe? Edgeworth 2 is both Great Ace Attorney game. Edgeworth 2 and both Great Ace Attorney games are solid first cases. I actually don't know the first case of the first Great Ace Attorney game because I didn't start playing it with my wife until she was on the second case, so take your word for it. The second one, yeah, okay, that one I'll agree to. That one's back in Japan. Very solid opening case. Godot is the most inept prosecutor, save for Pain. Oh no, he's the most inept prosecutor so far. We've just met this guy, Jacques Sportsman. This dude's way more inept. He committed murder in Edgeworth's office. We're gonna meet guys later. Just wait. Sadmondi sucks, dude. Sadmondi's the worst. Sadmondi's awful. Sadmondi makes Godot look like a brilliant young law student. But yeah, Edgeworth 2 has a good opening case. That's the one in the park, I think? Edgeworth 2 really is the better game. I wanted to like Edgeworth 1 more due to nostalgia, but upon reflection, the pacing of this game is a mess, and Edgeworth 2 is much better. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what was it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Okay, but what was Jim doing here? I wonder if knowing that motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime. Motive theft? Signs of a struggle. Victim to killer. Another handgun. Are in the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? I don't think any of these are necessarily connected. Oh, no, not necessarily. Oh, is there something else to examine here? I've already finished. Okay, no. Anything to report? Nope. Anything new? Oh, talk to this guy? How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. Oh, sassy Edgeworth. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork to you. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Who could they be from? Yup. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful thy fawns. Wendy. Isn't that the name of the old lady with the whiny voice that start? That's enough, detective. You needn't remind me further. Oh, Wendy Oldbag. A character I'm glad is not really in the games anymore, although it'd be cool to see her again. She hasn't really been in them since maybe the second Edgeworth. I don't know if she's in it. Don't confirm or deny. Or the overarching plot of 2 over the whole thing with SR, abbreviated not to spoil it for people. I don't even remember what SR is with this one. Senor Ravioli, Italian mastermind behind everything. It's best to just not think about things Nathan says in case it is spoilers, since I would like to play this as ignorant as possible. Difficult given I did watch my wife and Nathan play this not that long ago. For example, right now, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Did I address the bloody text near the body? Oh, I tried to, but he didn't say anything, and I can't get close enough at this point to really do anything about it. Anything new with the gun? No. The suit? No. No. I think I've examined everything, so yeah, it must be logic. Not you. Sorry, I keep assuming. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I keep assuming Y, like, opens the menu. It just talks to your partner. Which is like hints. I don't actually care what they have to say. There's some good writing here, I'm sure, but, you know. Isn't the Italian mastermind in the AA games Bruno Cadaverini? Oh, yeah, Cadaverini. But that doesn't match SR. SR has to be Senor Ravioli, the most Italian man to ever exist. Also known as Chef Boyardee. Another handgun. Maybe the signs of a struggle in a handgun. If there's more than one gun. Struggle between the victim. What's the killer's motive? I would say struggle in a gun, maybe. My files are mess pointing to a struggle. There's more than one gun. So they fought, but not with guns. It's only ever brought up in a singular case. True, yeah. The Cadaverinis are a one-and-done character. There are so many in Phoenix, right? Yeah, why not? Maybe like another handgun and theft? Meaning the motive wasn't murder? That's the thing, yeah. It's not like immediately obvious what the logic points are, but it's possible it's both. Alright, another handgun and motive. Why would he bring a handgun if he was trying to rob the place? Right? Okay. So the Gaverinis control the entire underworld in this game. Yeah, but again, that was a one-off arc. Listen, if it's a character that only appears in one case, it's probably best not to remember, like, the hard rules in this game, you know? Like, don't take that as, like, hard canon or anything. I guess struggle and theft? They were fighting over something that they then stole? Or are we suggesting the files were knocked over because he was rifling through them? Instead of... All of those were technically plausible, but, you know, whatever. Such is my cross to bear playing this game. I stumbled onto the right answer. After brute forcing it. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could have been from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, what? No matter how much we lament the dead, no matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are you supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, that book goes there. Sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. Huh. Interesting. That's an awfully low bullet hole, don't we think? The man was shot in the abdomen. Unless he was laying on the ground, that's kind of low. I guess if the gun was also right up on top of him, but still. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell on the floor. The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Why are they organized like this? 1A, 2A, 3A, 0A. Why'd you put 0 after 3? Detective, I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, down here. This is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim. For the bullet to be lodged squarely in a file spine indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Yes, it does. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Ha! He's got blood on his ass. Dumbass. It appears the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why I see the victim's pants has blood on it. I thought he just pooped blood, sir. That would be the logical conclusion. Victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. There are prints on the floor. There are prints on the floor, too. Those must have been made when he was unable to stay standing and dropped to the floor. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. The killer moved the body when it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves it pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth, and Og. The shot was made from a real high angle. The bullet hole makes little sense unless the victim got wrestled into a sitting position. Yeah, if he was shot on the ground or the gun was right on top of him, that bullet hole works. But otherwise, this is clearly 0A, 0B, 0C. It should be a before 1. Do we somehow connect to any of the evidence? I don't know if it's connected to the evidence, per se. Going through the victim's abdomen. I mean, I guess it kind of is the victim's abdomen, right? Because, like, how is it down here if it was his abdomen? Certainly none of the profiles. Went clean through the abdomen. Only one shot was fired. I mean, it's gotta be that one, right? Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. The victim was shot in the stomach. The hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. Yeah, he wouldn't get shot, stand up, and then fall over. That's not... I mean, I guess maybe shock and, you know, trauma and all that, but, like, probably not, right? Which suggests he was standing when he was shot. That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. It was from this mistake our current contradiction was born. What was the faulty assumption that caused the problem with the bullet hole's position? There's the body position, handprints, the order of the files. I'm gonna say the order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, so fucking... Yeah, that's it, Gumshoe. Oh? If the shot was made after the victim got wrestled in a sitting position, why are there bloody handprints on a higher shelf? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See here, the files that were shot at the beginning with the were shot with you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's a really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. Oh, really? They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. Oh, are you one of those 0 comes after 9 guys? BRB. The white binders are special, so arranged a little differently. Yeah, on the very bottom instead of, like, up at the top where you might need a special file, idiot. From this, we know the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find. Aha! Do you think he'd be okay to plop the body back up how it was before we moved it? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's just move this dead body everywhere and get blood all over my stuff. Why not? If you please, Detective Gumshoe. What's that down there? He asked. Also, why would they go... The 0s were down there on the bottom right. Why would they proceed to the bottom of the next shelf? You start over again at the top. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should be logically. Gonna went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man, then walk through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown at disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. So, this. What could it say? Ahem. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe there in blood? I'd say it's incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Wedgworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. Bitch, it's like 3 in the morning and I just got back from a month-long trip. I am tired. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen files. It's a little bit weird that the only stolen file has, like, part of his name on it. You think he didn't notice that when he was stealing a file. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. So this is what passes for testimony in this game. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Wedgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to lose? Shut up, you! I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Maybe some other time. I don't need tutorials, thank you very much. Mr. Porcelain, if you're ready. Oh, if you don't have time, you could have just said so, sir. It's the standard press and present bullshit we're all familiar with. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gum from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. I think they'd have noticed the dead body when they noticed the theft. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be... You're going down, you son of a bitch. You intend to argue the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in that man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Theft Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gum from him and shot him dead. What is the achievement associated with this chapter? Listening to Gumshoe talk in the hallway about Jim, where Jim came from. Okay. I guess I'll talk to Gumshoe in the hallway. Ahem. Press everything. Hold it! The usual. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. Huh? What is it? Why do you call victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim's the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't the names go together like peanut butter and jelly? Get it? Jock and Jim. Really fucking laying it on thick, aren't we here, Portsman? Jacques and Buddy. Buddy and Jacques. I don't know, I like Buddy and Jacques better. I'm gonna bet Buddy didn't like you. Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds a bit off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Mess up the files to make it look like you had committed the theft instead. Hold it! Again, though, they'd have found the murder fairly quickly. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intention was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe his salary's been cut so much that life's getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Oh, boy. Poor thing, what evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? I like this insistence that it seems like prosecutors get their own detective to, like, solve crimes with. God, imagine the poor sap that's stuck with Winston Payne. You know who the guy who's stuck with Winston Payne is? It's the guy who every time I'm in the police station, I look at his computer, and he's, like, reading gossip magazines or practicing evidence. That's absolutely Winston Payne's detective. You cannot convince me otherwise. So we move Jim's body sitting up in front of the bookshelf. Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Okay, well, fair enough. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. They have his name on them and one of them's missing. Hold it! Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for you detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from a first impression alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing Spike. I guess he likes volleyball, of all things. Is volleyball big in Japan? Because this guy might be a volleyball star, and also Persona 5 had a volleyball guy.
Hold it!
Are you saying those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide even the good detective could spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Yes, well, the introduction case makes it very clear which one it is. Didn't notice the bloody letters is a bit of an issue when they have his name and one of them is missing.
Objection!
Oh. Objection! Successfully present correct evidence during a rebuttal without using story mode. I like that he's shouting in that pic. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me. Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own... by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha! If you have time to laugh, you have time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on the shelf are all about a certain case. Wow, all those files are about one case? When the killer went to take a file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone, and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means, what exactly? What does that mean? This dying message. It means it is the work of criminal intent on tampering with the scene of a crime. What'd you miss? We're proving it wasn't Gumshoe. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. Well, Mr. Edgeworth just proved I'm innocent, pal. Wow. The fucking slick-ass suit and the popped collar. What an asshole. That's absolutely right! I acknowledge your innocence! Why is he posing like that? Then why do I sense you still have something to say? Well, I was thinking. Did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort the lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, god damn it. I believe she needs no introduction. Yeah. Hey, Maggie, it's been a minute. I see you've graduated from waitress at a French restaurant to security, so kind of back in your line of work. I missed what they said. Hold on. Nice blue Badger shirt. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh god, what was her voice? Ahem. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, and the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie is the culprit. Hey, I might regret asking, but how old is Maggie? She's 32. She. It was me. That's why I did it. Can we take that as a confession, detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was you, if it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying. Webcam covers the age. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gumshoe. Ahem. Gumshoe is a slightly older than me, 32. Maggie is a significantly younger than me and Gumshoe, 23. Little young, Gumshoe. He canonically is turbo crushing on Maggie. But, that's a little young. That is a little young, my guy. 5 years ago, you were 28 and she was 18. Just saying. Just saying. I guess 27 if she was 18, but still, just saying. That's not okay. That's not okay. But that's just my opinion. It's correct, but it is just my opinion. Please refrain from playing off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. I've definitely made him more like Sleazy Jersey as it goes on, so. All legal age, so it's not as bad as the Regina Berry situation, but it's not a great look. No, it's no Terry Falls or Regina. But, it's still not exactly what I would call squeaky clean there, Gumshoe. If she was like 28, sure. 23 is like, that's too young. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious Miss Bird snuck into the room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. He's holding his hands like he's about to do judo. Like, so you're saying she used the master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. Okay, so he also plays tennis. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I guess he's just a well-rounded sportsman. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Maggie who could have used this master key. It seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give the details is to press him. Press him like the cheap suit he's wearing. What do you want to bet that gold medal is actually just chocolate? Pretty obvious Maggie snuck into the room.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. That sounds extremely related! What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say. Yeah, same. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Can I hear Miss Bird out? Yes! What the fuck? Curious to see if you'll have time to start the second one. Well, it depends how sidetracked I get. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. Possibility the lock was picked. True. Although, wait, didn't we find the key? I thought we found the key once we... Hold on. I guess not. That's just the master key. Never mind then. I discovered the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why do you have the master key now? Don't need the key to pick the lock. Don't need the key to pick the lock. It opens. That's true. That's true. It is always possible it was picked open. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. True. True. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. I don't know, Edgeworth. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. The motive? Didn't we already establish it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that the evidence points towards motive of theft. Also, how does he know about the safe? It's almost like he did it. But I'm done taking blows. Time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Messed up shelves, the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I'll press it for the hell of it.
Hold it!
I believe I just present the safe then. I concur the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and the safe, hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? Yeah. Gumshoes went over the door. Oh, seems only Miss Bird is our prime suspect. God damn. Thievery. Press.
Hold it!
I thought we'd established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we're in agreement the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say. Had to take time putting the jacket on and back off again. Since she's the only one who could have opened your office door, that leaves Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest someone like you would. She knows our good detective.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in the district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. But when you screw up so bad, you literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Phew. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. All the more probable, she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote this name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough the two know each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. There could and probably is more than one master key that Maggie has. Well, maybe, but it might not be in the same location as the security office. That seems where you would keep a master key. There probably is another master key, but I assume it's maybe kept at the police station. I would love to. But first, we should listen a little bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information. Pretty obvious, Miss Bird. Okay, I use the master key. That's thievery. Open the door. Prime suspect. Detective. Where's the thing he says about the safe? There's the safe, okay. Present the safe, only prosecutors knew about it. Yep.
Objection!
Classic. Do you wish to continue insinuating that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe the hidden safe was part of a cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That definitely looks more and more probable. Oh! What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault! What do you mean? It's Jim! Buddy, he knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. I mean, I guess. Not technically wrong. Depending on Maggie did it cause she had access to Master Key is hogwash. Because probably other Master Keys or two that people would have access to. I guess, but, you know. She was the officer on duty. She is the most likely, at this moment, to have used a Master Key, if that's what we're suggesting. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. And that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? But really? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. You probably shouldn't have this job then. Plus, even if he was the thief, he would have taken a key to his office. He wouldn't have a key to this office. Ah, yes. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? Huh. Well, I mean, honestly, that doesn't not make sense. And also, somewhat importantly, fuck, she'd get off for self-defense, right? Maybe just take this? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to a varying degree and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Ha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. How moronic is he? He's just throwing shit in the wall to see what sticks. Hey, listen, given he's the one who did it, he'll throw anyone who isn't him under the bus. It's not really a moron arc, it's more of a desperation play. Now then, could you remove yourselves from my crime scene? I'd be most grateful. Huff, mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. That was... I'm going to 9:30, so it's only been 90 minutes. Because I started late. I'd forgotten some items in my car. My car exploded. And I had to sell it, and I realized I had forgotten some items, including the Okage soundtrack, the official, like, CD. So I was fortunately able to get to the dealership I sold it to and retrieve my CD. Great for me, because apparently tomorrow it goes on auction, my old car. So, I don't know how much they're going to get for it with a blown engine. I mean, the tires are fine, get to a used tire place, got a windshield, a battery, airbags. Scrapyard could probably get some good use out of it, but... yeah, it's like $10K to fix, so I don't think the dealership's going to touch it. And my insurance wasn't covering it, and I have a new car at this point. So... 4 a.m. Good lord. What is your new car again? Oh, yes. My mother was looking at actually getting a new car just about the same time I needed a car. So by pure coincidence, I was able to buy her car off her for $1. Like, I'm sure she would have preferred to trade it in or get some real money for it, but I needed a car. She was getting rid of one. Boom, jam, I have a car now. It is a Honda Pilot. It's quite big and roomy. But it's got a rear view camera, got a sunroof. I've upgraded a little bit, baby. It's 2 years newer. I also registered it today at the DMV. I have to put plates on it tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna bother tonight, but you know, tomorrow I'm putting plates on it. 4 hours is the bus for your crime, so if you do that, at least have decency to be less overt about it. Hey, remember when I said this guy's way more incompetent than Godot? Yeah, this is what I meant. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is a perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Well, I guess I can check the door. There's a basketball. I need to talk to... well, look who it is. It's Winston Payne, speaking of bad, prosecutors. Likely be sold for spare parts. Yeah, I'm betting a scrapyard or a junker's gonna buy it. Like I said, the engine being locked up is real bad, but the tires are all fairly new. Needed an oil change just about. It was due for an emissions inspection, but, you know, for the most part, it was in good condition. Is everything all right? Ah, yes, sir. You must know I weighed myself this morning, and I'm finally 154 pounds. Okay. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice, stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Who the fuck is this guy? Why is Payne here at 4 a.m.? Who? I don't know who that is. But great point. I guess it's not unusual for prosecutors to burn the midnight oil, so to speak. More of a car fixing place. They'd salvage the good parts and sell the rest for scrap. Yeah, probably. Brakes are fine. Like I said, they can get some parts that they can definitely, you know, use for spares or to build like replace and get a used car up and running, sell it for more money. But, yeah, no, definitely gonna get scrapped down. Shame, I named that car and everything. Rather fond of the big guy. Took me to and from college for 9 years, baby. Almost 10. I got it at the end of summer in 2015. Died the beginning of summer in 2025. Almost 10 years with that car. Not even 100,000 miles on it. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. Okay, he's a basketball player as well. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Good lord. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? Why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it in himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Oh my god. Bro, get something to hang over your doorway like a normal person. My god. So can I talk to you about Jim? Talking to witnesses, anything of interest. Oh, wait, hold on. Can I present something to you? Yeah, present. First of all, badge. Badge. Glad you're able to get your Okage CD back. Would be hard to replace. Yeah, I paid $80 for it back when I first got it. It was a rare find on Amazon. It's a 2 CD thing. And yeah, lo and behold, I lost one of the I left one of the CDs in my CD player of the old car. Was able to get it back right before it went to auction, fortunately. Kage and a mainstream classic soundtrack CDs, probably few and far. Yeah. Found it on Amazon, paid $80. Just under, I think. Don't regret it at all, but it was definitely, like, little expensive. Not something I'd be keen to replace, but I'm very glad I have it. Prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, so much cooler than my badge will ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. Alright, so what if I present Jim to you? Or, buddy. God, he's got me doing it. I can't present profiles? What about you? I'm just a lowy detective, so I'm not sure what I had to do with other than arrested. That's a corpse, you weirdo! What? You don't arrest the corpse! Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. I still have a nice pair of sunglasses in your old car when you sold it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get back. Ah. Damn shame that. I'm very glad I remembered it when I did. I remembered it last night. On my way home from actually getting the car. and I realized, oh, this car has a CD player. I could put Okage in it. Oh no, I left Okage in my old CD player. Very, very luckily, since it's at auction tomorrow, apparently, I was able to go to my car and get it. Said goodbye to the old guy one last time. Thanked him for his years of hard work. How do I talk to Gumshoe about Jim? Because I pop this up and none of this is like anything of interest about that's investigating, not the investigation. And I can't present my, I can't present profiles to him for some reason. Little annoying that. I guess I can just click on the fucking guide, like, who am I trying to impress? End up in the hallway, talk to Gumshoe and select anything of interest. Oh, okay, it is anything of interest. Fair enough. Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid. And the detective in the Sunday night drama, All My Cops. I want to know everything about that show. All My Cops is named Jim too. I bet one of them's a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too? Of course, the tight bond of friendship between prosecutor and detective is great. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Ho ho ho. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir, after all we've been through? Sniffle. Didn't Gumshoe, like, get in a car accident for you? Like, come on, man. There it is. Friendship or pity? This office. 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose womb is this? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Not very neighborly of him, is it? I can inspect my office. I thought my office was 1204. 1202. No, guess I'm wrong. These 4 numbers on number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops. Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... well... Gonna say, does feel like, they're so keen to get rid of you. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs the lock was picked either. Ah, well, there's your idea, Arg. Meaning the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if points were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's as clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. A minimalist yet classy door made of top-quality wood. It's certainly made, making it nearly impossible to break it by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards, a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! You're saying, sir, that being me is the best thing I can do for everyone. Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Anything else? Hinges? No? I don't see anything else here. I don't have any logic that would matter here. Files in disarray, another handgun. Nope. Alright, what's this? Every suspicious nook and cranny. Ah, this bench. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway. Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To imagine myself winning, naturally. Or should I give Gumshoe being inept? You know, it's coming clutch. This point might well be a friend, at least for the door thing. Al was a good theory at the time. Sure. Won't be shedding any tears about it not panning out. Yeah, it's just, you know, nice they address it. It's... Ah, it's that missing O-series file, sir. No doubt about it, the Bright Letters market clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these old files about, sir? I'm guessing they got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the case within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's say I was charged with keeping them as they were. That means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? Would that be Lana Skye, then? It would seem so. Only pages related to the case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. I have to assume that's everything, yeah. Oh, I can talk to Maggie as well, I suppose. I was wondering if I may speak to you a bit concerning the case. I've always been a big fan of courtrooms, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing her my notes to her with why. Yes, well. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun. The only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith had to do was pass him the ball, sir. So he just stood under the hoop and... Okay. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in at all well with them. It's been a while since I played a game of basketball. Probably since high school, maybe in college. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it you are an acquaintance of the detective. I recall Sky's sister appearing in AA games beyond this one. Last check, La's older sister was chief prosecutor. Lana is the older sister. Emma is the younger one. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. Ah, yes, that was Wellington, I believe. First case of the second game? I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought, until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. It sure has. Weren't you, like, in a burning building and fell out of the 8th-story window when you were 3 or something? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the... Yep, there it is. There it is. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I became a security guard. Yeah, you were also named a criminal when you were a junior cop in training and a waitress. Well, is the older one not Emma? Yeah. Either way, this guy's her head honcho of prosecutors last I checked. Well, Lana, I don't know what Emma's doing these days, like in this game. Lana got arrested for murder. So she was chief prosecutor, working with the chief of police, Damon Gant, but they were both arrested for murder. He blackmailed her into doing it, so she was happy to go down for the charge, but she was arrested. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. She was? Don't know who that honcho is then. Yeah. He keeps saying his office is the high prosecutor's office. Maybe he's the head honcho. It makes sense. He's a good prosecutor, right? Then again, he did just run away for a month, so... No need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Right, so what do you think of this master key? When did you discover the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. logic point. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a little bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it, I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? Expand on that, please. What did you mean by used the master key? Oh, I had to open the door for the prosecutor who'd forgotten his key. Fair enough. I just noticed the initials on her hat are KB. This bitch really got a job with Kane Bullard Security? Really? Of all the fucking oh my god. That's the company Ron Delight and Larry Butts worked for in the last game. The one where he was murdered and Mask the Mask stole stuff from him. Of course she's working for them now. Unbelievable. Good callback, though. It's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. Butts. Yeah, I think Butts is in this one and the next one. He's been somewhat absent recently. He's in one of the DLCs for the 3DS. I don't think he's at all in the other 3DS one, and obviously he's not in the Great Ace Attorney. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office keys. We came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. Ah, I see. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally. I guess she's in pants here because she's in uniform, and she's in a skirt because she was about to clock out. So she was in the middle of changing to her streets. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. All right. Re-examine this door. Room 1203. I take it this is Portsman's office. Yeah! You can't mistake it because of the basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portman had actually wanted room 1202 real badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door to you. Why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. He wanted the files that were there from the previous guy. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? Door's locked tight. I bet the old Queticard trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. The doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Ah, I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Ooh, got him, burn. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? It's like Nathan pointing out that I can't remember spoilers for a game I didn't play all the way through. Whatever the spoiler was. I think he said fucking El Tigre shows back up in the penultimate case of Miles Justice, Ace Janitor, or something like that. A minimalist yet classy top, kind of majestic. We said this already. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense! A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be Wow, Edgeworth. The guy's right there, and you got his name. Like, come on. I know he sucks, but come on. Must be the janitor. Yes. Well, nothing else to look at. Oh, wait. Nope. I thought the check wasn't there for some reason. Doorknob. Nope. Okay, well. Sure was a door. Sorry, hit the victim. You already read that. Alright, any other evidence? I guess all the evidence, why not? The book! Whoops. Holy security guard. Not sure what I should do with that other than that. Other than guard it! It's like talking to another gumshoe. Security guard. Paying the victim when they're already dead. Well, like, they're gonna get more dead, Nathan? Come on. Sometimes you just want to kick a lump. It's satisfying. And of course, my badge. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? Proves you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try it on just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Alright, well. Is there a logic I'm missing? Files, another handgun, master key. Oh, the key was stolen and used the master key, obviously. Went missing approximately 1 a.m. till 2:30. Was used. Portman was in his office between midnight and 1:30. No. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No, wait, pal. I mean, sir. You said you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remembered it now. You're right! It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. Ah! And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. I want you to know you're being fired for this, right? Like, you're absolutely being fired. How's his door locked now, then? I guess he's the one who took the key, right? You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up. Wait, why would he ask you to lock up if he had the master key? That doesn't make any sense. He would know that you couldn't lock it up because you wouldn't have had the master key. I guess maybe establishing an alibi? No, well then, you locking it up would have really rattled him, wouldn't it? No, this is weird. In actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought maybe I could go and lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. And yet it is. Speaking of inept, she is the undisputed champion. In fairness, she's had a run of bad luck, Arg. The girl fell out of a 9th-story window at 6 months. Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and evidence. If what Miss Bird said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh. You know, you're white. Miss Bird, are you sure they didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is examine these. Master key prints on the doorknob, prints on the number plate. That wouldn't tell us what door was open. Those have been wiped clean, so it's got to be number plate. The prints on the number plate, that will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, well, okay. As such, I'm sure Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How did you know? Is that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do. Need to examine, I guess, the doorknob then. Well, he's actually the knob, the knob you have to go for? Yeah, I mean, it was. I was thinking my door was wiped clean. It didn't occur to me that Jacques wouldn't be wiped clean and there should be fingerprints all over it. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, pal, do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? What did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Fate's prints on this knob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this. That's pretty decisive. Oh, I'm lost, sir. Think logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Whose print should also be on this doorknob? Why, it would be Maggie.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. She unlocked this door, but the prints were not found on the knob. What have we here? I won't rest until... Okay. A basketball! Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho-ho! That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. Right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean up his toys after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. This looks interesting. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're white, sir! I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. Yeah, that's it. No, Portsman moved the fucking basketball hoop so that it looked like he was Maggie was unlocking his office when she was unlocking mine. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. What's this? It was like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Something written on it. I bought 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch you later. Buddy! I guess Buddy didn't like he was being called Jim. Insisted his name was Buddy. Looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman. Alright then. Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. Do you know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. Soccer, basketball, football, tennis balls are all very different. Believe me, I know. Well, it's possible you'd have a rather hard time playing football with basketball and vice versa. In fairness, they didn't say football. They said dodgeball, basketball, tennis, and soccer. All of which revolve around a spherical ball, albeit tennis is much shorter, or much smaller, excuse me. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspect it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being a killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. 5 a.m. Good lord. We've been here for a while. I call soccer football. It's what the rest of the world calls soccer. True. But you said soccer, basketball, and football balls are very different. So I assumed you were swapping to American football there? when you said soccer to begin with. But yes, no, they are quite different. Very different materials, very different weights. But, like, it's not impossible to play football with a basketball. It'd be really a bitch to play basketball with a football. Because not as bouncy. They're not made of rubber. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. He turned southern all of a sudden as soon as he said gander. Oh, looking good. You there, take... I can't escape it now. He was Jersey before. I accuse you, Detective Gumshoe. Hey, looking good. You there, take care of this. Wah! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. And a line for you, Mr. Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through your unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who would have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Kammer, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case in 40 long years. So basketball and football balls are different, didn't list 3 things. Well, in your initial comment you said, or soccer, full stop. Basketball and football are different. I just don't know why you said soccer and then switched to football. Basketball is made to be more bouncy as opposed to football balls. Correct. Footballs are usually leather or maybe a linen. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with the guy. Also, he did lose a case right at the end. Really teaches me what I gotta stay on the lookout of false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself. Although that too will dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea, harebrained reference you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I got work to do, so we're done here. Whatever to him they added, bounciness of a ball is detrimental in football, correct. It would also probably suck, right? I've been hit in the head with basketballs. They kind of like warp and wrap around you. They sting. They rattle you. There's like, if you're ready for it, you know, a nice solid football hitting you in the chest or the head, take that no problem. Part of the game. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Whips out his dick. I'll show you. You got moved out of the ICU. Oh, what a time to rejoin the stream. We're about to blast this man's lies wide open. No idea what sort of harebrained scheme. Whoops. Press.
Hold it!
Nice to know you're out of the ICU, though. Where are you now, then, if you don't mind me asking? My accusation is harebrained, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is, after all. Okay, well, not much there.
Hold it!
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Hoping to go home tomorrow? God. Besides, how may I ask you, Pros, and I locked the door and got it?
Hold it!
Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. You Speculations mean nothing, as I still insist I could not gain access to your room. Which I do now. Should I raise an objection? Sure. Get this ball rolling. You claim to have had no way of opening my door, however. Is that really the honest truth? Haha! Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then, I propose that you use this to open my door. I wonder if I could just present Maggie Bird. Probably not. Master Key.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with this Master Key, no less.
Objection!
You don't usually get discharged directly from the ICU? Sure. Gotta monitor you. Make sure you don't explode. Just many motives to kill. Many or more motives to kill a partner. What? No. Why would you kill someone you know? That doesn't make any sense. Wait. Hold on a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. From the ICU to the ICUP. Oh, Nathan, you got me. You and your piss fetish. Now you're looking at my urine. Man, you got me again with that one. You're able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with that key.
Take that!
You asked Miss Bird to open the door of your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Well, why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure it was opening the right door. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her or fooled her into thinking what you had wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on your doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then use the one thing to give a very strong impression. That door she opened was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it Mr. Portman used to make Bird think it was his room? Why, it was the gun!
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir! It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to just sit outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Ah! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs the hoop had been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. Ah, I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. That's it? That's terrible evidence. What? Can't claim innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. That's fairly recent for a jacket. Please calm down. I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. It's Gumshoe somehow. That collar? Oh, you mean the massive popped collar? Yeah.
Hold it!
Or are you referring to Edward's cravat? Nonsense, you say? For whatever reason, the collar is weirdly, more apparent when he's wearing his jacket. When he doesn't have it on, I kind of gloss over it. And then he puts a jacket on, and I'm like, look at this asshole in his popped collar. Yeah, because I'm telling the truth here. The popped one, yeah. Yeah, somehow like that, the pop collar's still there, but it's not as, awful to me. When he puts the jacket on, it's abhorrent. I had the girl open the door to my office.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in a labyrinth of some sort for people like you. After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
Using the master key. Oh, wait, I read this already. I went back one too far. Does B go back? Oh, B does go back.
Hold it!
Normally, it just skips the dialogue. What were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Where were you going through your law? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and a jog when I had the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With only the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... There's no reason to suspect
Hold
me.
it!
I think I've given quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Right, which is why they're together. Am I ever gonna play Date Everything? No one's asked this stream, so need to meet the quota. You know, Nathan, I respect the dedication to keeping the bit alive. Funny you should mention it. Valentine's Day. Next Valentine's Day, I will be dating something, I don't know what yet, in Date Everything. Anyway, hydrate. By all means, I will have a swig of this rum. It's been a... I need to take my new car to be registered in the state of Virginia, and after that, I am out of the woods with this stupid thing. That is the last step. It's on my insurance. I've got the plates. I just have to put them on tomorrow morning. Got parking passes all ready for it. We're in the clear, mostly. So yeah, just a quick state inspection and I'll be good to go. Then what about all the evidence? Whoops.
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling just a little. Also, I know a judge that would convict on way flimsier evidence. Just wait. There's gonna be a girl who gets a robot and says, my magic robot that only I can talk to tells me you're feeling sad when you say I felt happy. Carry on with that, judge? And the judge is like, oh yes, very much so. And they should really just be like, no, I'm not. What? Fuck you and your robot. It's wrong. I don't feel that way. You're an idiot. And no one ever does. It's very weird. I have to find the flaw in his testimony. He's spouting nonsense. Had the girl open the door. He was in my room the entire time. Oh. No, he wasn't. This fucking note under your door.
Objection!
You'd have seen the note, dumbass. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? That's no longer a bunch of wires hooked to your chest? Darn. You were part cyborg for a minute. Did you get laser beams or just like heat vision? What are we talking? X-ray vision? Robo-jumping abilities. It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And it right here says, but you're out. Nah, that would have been cool. Nah. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made this girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Oh, her prints aren't on his door.
Take that!
Most of the time when therapy stuff is brought up, it's a witness going through some sort of emotional turmoil and they're not intentionally lying. It only comes up once or twice for intentionally lying to lie in those special circumstances. Fine, Apollo Justice with his bracelet then. Excuse me, sir. It seems as though your blinking a little too quickly. Why might that be? Could be a tell. They could just be like, no. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Heh, what for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Prints? What do they have to do with anything? Wow, he really is not getting it. Let's put it this way. If she was really the one who opened your door, her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. He's a bit slow. Yeah, he's making Pain look competent. Ah! At least Pain is quick to pivot when he realizes he's on the back foot. This dude, not so much. Further, all the prints on my office door have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escape. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing a murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor. It's not over yet, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edwards just explained it all, and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all circumstantial. USAA emailed me. I have new documents. Yeah, I should hope so. I have a new car on my insurance. Hope you fucking cover this one. When I need you to, anyway. Fucking insurance. I could still have my car if they were willing to pony up some money on the old engine replacement. They were not. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess I wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob you had just touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you reopened it. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. Don't you just love insurance? No! I have yet to need it, and it costs me money. But it costs me more money if I don't have it. I'm a fairly safe driver. Even this incident, my engine just crapped out. It's not like I hit anyone. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail sometimes. He's doing what he should, which is just saying, yeah, I didn't see it. Prove me wrong. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. That's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Yeah, he's doing what every single suspect should do ever. No, that's not how it happened. Prove otherwise. So many people just admit it. This is a rare time where a guy actually says, that's not what happened. Prove me wrong. Thought the store would be less active because no one's actively dying next door. You were wrong. Oh yeah, you're in general care. Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Yeah, Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had just told you sooner. Nuh-uh. The fuck you mean, nuh-uh? Mary Service came back to this office around 2 a.m., correct? It was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with this culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? I mean, kinda. Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. So, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. Yes, see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. There must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. It's not so much the alibi, it's that, like, I don't think it was him was the second person. That guy was cloaked in shadow and probably left with the gun. And also, they just kind of, like, shot the thing and knocked over where the safe was. They probably wouldn't have done that if they knew the safe was there. Someone has their TV on so loud you can hear it through noise-canceling headphones. Oof. You could maybe ask the nurse to ask them to turn it down. If memory serves, he came back to this office around 2 a.m. Oh, okay, I read this already. Of course.
Hold it!
You are correct, it was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, you came back to your office at 2. Had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it!
It's as you say, however. Yes, however, you were the only one who claims to have bumped into this culprit. So, yeah, when he's wearing the jacket, the collar is so much more obvious. Did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. That time I was in criminal affairs.
Hold it!
So you paid the criminal affairs department to visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, the other detectives will corroborate my story. Perfect alibi.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you at around that time. See, I had the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ah! Impossible! He actually does have the perfect alibi! What's wrong? Why a sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of this line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Multiple of the people Detective Norris is saying the song we did. They're likely telling the truth, yeah. He also seems very confident about it. Let's go in large-scale corruption. Or twins! Let me tell you, dying on that hill ain't gonna be an easy fight. True. That was an entire DLC case in the first game, and it, like, doubled the length of the game. Has Phoenix Wright ever done twins? Yes. One of the 3DS games had twins in it. I don't remember how they were involved, but they had twins. She was like a magician, so... Is there a time other than that, Nathan, where they did twins? Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If I only had a clue. Did I miss something that could help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Don't think so, okay. Portsman's alibi, the intruder I met could not have been Portsman, who could have been another handgun. It's definitely got to be the other handgun, right? Like, would suggest a second individual. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Unless there's an instance in Layton versus Phoenix, right? You haven't played that one? I don't think there's an instance of twins in that one. Twins or doppelgangers or whatever. Well, there's almost a something like that, but not quite, involving an imitation of Professor Layton. I won't say more in case of spoilers. It is entirely possible a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I mean, we have the gun and you can probably recover the 2 bullets, so just test them. I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been property of an entirely different person. Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Well, gee, I wonder which 2 I combine. Could be any of them. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it. And once again after the murder by our second culprit, who is the owner of the second gun. If we suppose the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Ah, great, so you finally come to your senses. Do I remember who the other visitor is? No? I think I know, but I'm not 100% sure. Not gonna say? Good. It's good to see you're learning. Mr. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into who was the killer, but that might not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means the killer was somebody else. And it means, in actuality, 2 culprits stolen into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves are disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird into gaining entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portman. In the end, if you're really innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Why did Mr. Faith come to your room, sir? He probably had some business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct, and as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. Portsman really could have just had, like, a good excuse, like, oh, yeah, Edgeworth's back soon, and I've been assigned to co-work a case with him, so I was dropping off some case files. All he needed to say. All he needed to say. But Mr. Portsman was not as merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired. That one landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then we would all be solved. However, there are a bunch of other legitimate reasons he could have come up with. Yeah, He works next door to a prosecutor, and he's also a prosecutor. Oh, yeah, I needed a file from Mr. Edgeworth's office and he's not here, so I was granted permission to just step in and quickly grab it. Literally, so many excuses. There was another visitor, sir. Yes, and this person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through the shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen O file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during the brief encounter. So the shelves got messed up twice, and the 2 bullets. It was all because of 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So, now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
Ha 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 ha! What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. It's a shame that this guy is like only in this case, if you can believe it. Because I do actually really like doing this guy's voice. I think it suits him quite nicely. But there is still one defining point to your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Wow, he's really got another one in him, huh? That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down to criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be having this dead-end discussion. I don't think it is at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Even if the deceased caught Jacques in the act, there's better ways to deal with the situation than killing a cop in a precinct. He's not in a precinct, he's in a law office, I guess. District attorney's office, whatever. As for it all being circumstantial, well, if enough circumstantial evidence gets together, they kind of stop being circumstantial. True. If there's 20 things that individually are circumstantial, but are all true, like, come on. At a certain point. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Portsman's alibi.
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files, and it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the old files, right? And that's how we also knew the letters themselves were set up, and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was a killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Ah! Maybe the killer just didn't think of that, either. Yeah, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. pretty weak.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt the thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. Hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was up training in my room.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note, hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see, so I insist again I was in my office the entire time.
Hold it!
You were down in criminal affairs? Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? It's because he said he was tired and was going on a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallways? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems to crucially let slip through the cracks. Brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case.
Hold it!
Well, that's a slip-up. A gun and a pendant? Yeah. This gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant. It is a horse, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with the case right now. Anyway, I'll believe you find the long paper trail left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with Detective Gumshoe found out. Can't be expected to know what happened here after I left.
Hold it!
Being precinct or a DA is semantics at that point. Fair. He killed a cop in a law enforcement building, which is more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, there are a lot of excuses he could have just used. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope. But I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. No, let's see you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and stole the master key, for the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I laid out earlier. I know he's lying. He was here at the scene of the crime. Okay, yeah, we know what it is. 2 pieces of evidence. About that. This note clearly says, 3 pieces of evidence.
Objection!
You fuck. Only 2 pieces of evidence. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe it. Get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He's got a fat cock, but more importantly, he had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you too have something to hide. Why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person that himself is the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail for the section of tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Oh, it is covered in blood. Also KG8, you say? That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. His blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! No, you've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video?
Yeah, it's totally suspicious.
Was it at the time of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him?
You know very well there's no way to prove that.
Not even if you examine the tape for fingerprints?
Ah!
The sixth person in the last few days to ask if you have kids? Well, do you? I'd say the only ones here would belong to the murderous you, Mr. Faith.
No, impossible.
Oh, wow, he's chewing that metal. Oh, he swallowed that metal. Oh, that's gonna hurt coming out. I hope for your sake that actually was chocolate, because, if it wasn't, you are gonna have a time passing that metal through your entire system. Oh boy. Is he Jackie Kennedy? Well, no.
Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir.
Very good.
And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. As a bonus, they were able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
She doesn't like chewing sheet metal. Most people don't like chewing sheet metal. I'm gonna go ahead and say.
Oh yeah, Medallion's coming out by cutting him open.
Maybe a stomach pump?
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. There's a joke about Jackie Kennedy eating sheet metal. I'm not familiar with it.
It was nothing, really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky it was only a burglary and a murder this time.
Yeah.
If it'd been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd throw my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from the goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail.
Just a 30-year-old woman.
True.
You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was a one corrupt prosecutor.
And why would you say he was corrupt? Maggie should get an exorcism of purification at this point.
True. I heard there was a number of suspicious things related to his court case. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he used is forged, sir.
Forged evidence,
They say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases with some really vague reasons.
Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office.
Yeah, whenever he got near the topic, he just clammed up.
Although we can be pretty certain it was to steal something.
It's just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes.
Oh, well, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads to credence to that rumor. It would seem we haven't heard the last of this.
And Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy.
I didn't say that, but rather there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of the piece of evidence. Oh, shit, my bad. Yep, of course that's what it is. Probably this, right?
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And then what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier. This card. What is it, sir? It was the forensics guy. Oh my god, he's come to confess.
What is it, sir? Is it a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective.
Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone is talking about.
Yes, it's the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Banned in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments until recently. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh joke for everyone. I'm guessing one person gets that, maybe two. Ahem. Under the mark of the legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Mercurial news! Yatagarasu haunts embassy! The noble Yatagarasu vigilante of business world reappears! Good old Yatawak. You say good. Though we don't know much about the thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Yatagarasu repealed, corporate dealings exposed. Speedy Times, Great Thief, News, Special Edition. Can't really read that last one. That one just says 3 people down below the text box. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent to the mass media. Along with this single card. Although it has been a while since Yatagarasu's last appearance.
Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written in the back. What? Let me see. It's location of where the thief put the stolen files.
The person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Okay, so one of the biggest problems with this game is its pacing. This right here, 5 cases in this game. Timeline-wise, this is the penultimate case. The next case is before this. The next case is after that, but before this one. The next case is before all of them, and then the final case is after this one. So we don't really get a lot of time to establish the new characters. They're just sort of relying on flashbacks, and it's not needed. I like the setting of the next case. Spoilers, it's on an airplane. I will be starting it, yes. It's on an airplane. Spoilers. And I like the setting. I think it's cool, but I do think they didn't need it. I think they could have cut that one and made one that was more relevant to, like, the series of events and the main players. The main rival of this game doesn't show up until the 3rd case, is gone for the 4th one, and then shows up again in the 5th case. It's the only time they've done that. Normally the rival shows up in the 2nd case. They don't do that in this one. And it really is like, it weakens the story quite a bit in this game. If Jacques was suspected to be corrupt, Jacques was the target of the Raven, not Edgeworth. I don't know. They were after Edgeworth's files, or at very least files that were in his office. If they were after Jacques' files, they'd have gone to his office. But yeah, I'll start this next case. Just to have started it. That reminds me, I will not be streaming Sunday. I have to go to a family thing. It's happening literally right in the middle of stream. It's like at 3 o'clock. Whoops, that's when I'm streaming. Sorry, I will be back on Monday. But yeah, Sunday I'm out doing a family thing. Hopefully you're not too broken up about it. Ravel doesn't show up to the 3rd case in the 1st Great Ace Attorney game. Oh, true, you're right. But I feel like they handle that better. Because, and this might tie into it, the cases happen in order. It's not flashbacks and... Oh, who could that be? Who could that be? Who could that be? Who could that be? Yeah, the cases happen in order. They're all relevant. He's in the majority of the cases. The, hug for Ronflex. The rival in this game, he's not in this case. That's him. He's not in this one, and then he's back in this one. He's in 40% of the cases. That's such a misstep on their part. A little hug for Ron Flex. This one's from Clover again. She's in the hospital, no longer in the ICU unit, hopefully to be released tomorrow. Only you can save her, Ron Flex, by sitting here and believing in her. Ron Flex stream for 10 minutes. There's 9 minutes left of the stream, you cuck. Unbelievable. Mods, demod that, man. All right. You've bought an extra minute by having it be a Ron Flex stream. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 nights ago. 2 days earlier. Ron Flex lives. Of course he does. Grape juice. Not a joke, by the way. It's not what. Go you! Thank you. Not a joke. The, Shu Takumi, I think is the name of the director of this game. He loves grape juice, so... thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. This is a ritzy airplane. It's got an elevator and statues. Edward fucking died. Don't worry about it. He's alive 2 days later. Correct. Funny how that works. March 12, 6:13 a.m. Boy, this guy can't get a good night's sleep, can he? Flight G390, first floor lounge. And... why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Who has an elevator with, like, statues on an airplane? That's so probably dangerous. 6:13. I guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less comfortable with anything resembling an earthquake. Yep, dropped my wallet. What's this? A travel wallet? That's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head! Won't this headache go away? Take care of this travel wallet later. I'll hand it off to an attendant. Never been on a plane with multiple floors, let alone an elevator. There are some jumbo jets that have first class on a second floor. Don't know about the elevator, but I have known some planes that have first class on a second floor. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. Oh wow, this scene again. I was caught in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's not like there'll be a dead body in this elevator right now or anything. It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man. I need to behave like one. Oh my God, it happened again. No! Oh God, the trauma, the memories. Oh God, they're all coming back. I hate elevators. What in the world happened? Oh, hey, she's cute. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. You think most women are cute? Shut up. How about that?
How about them apples? Ever think of that? How about shut up, maybe?
Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhonda Tenerio. Tenero? Rhonda Tenero?
Don't know what that's a pun for.
Unfortunately, you've had a minor accident on this flight.
An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. We caught a glimpse and it was murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight?
Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make a scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch turbulence. So until we're out of the area of turbulence, I ask that you remain seated.
But someone was killed! What about the killer? Let me off. Let you off? The plane? No!
Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit.
He was playing chess and reading law books.
In-game.
No N in the first name? I always thought it was like Road to Nowhere or something like that. Oh, is her name not Rhonda? It was Rhoda? Maybe. It was her, because she was mean! I ask everyone, please remain calm. What the heck is she talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth, I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. That's what a killer would say. Being prosecuted doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. Hold on. Wow. Already got some evidence. Travel wallet. This guy. And a magazine. Wow, she's on the magazine. Told you she was cute. Even the magazine thinks so. Rhoda Tenero. Rhoda Tenero. I guess it could be Road to Nowhere. But, like, Road to Nero? Road to Nero? No. She's 24? Wow. But yeah, Road to Nero.
So you say. However, I am sure you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant.
Oh, is that right?
Well, I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up.
What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about?
We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation.
Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenerio, was it?
Yes?
I was wondering if you might give me a chance.
A chance to do what?
A chance to plead my case. A chance to ask you what meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give proper defense? Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous?
You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have time to deal with you all day, so make it quick.
Of course, as you wish.
Good. Very well then. Let's get started.
I know for a fact I didn't kill the man in the elevator. Because, like, what the fuck? I wouldn't do that. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Tenerio saw.
I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon.
What, the wallet?
So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land.
That's it? That's her evidence?
I don't think you could ask for more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it.
Wiki says she's supposed to be a narrow road.
Road to narrow? I don't know. That doesn't feel... That seems like a stretch.
Hold it!
I'll do this testimony and be done. Also, it's 9:31. Get out of here, Ron Flex.
Tell me what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we're very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Service like fetching papers and responding to calls, they're done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. Names in Japan are reversed? Yeah, but this is the localization. He's not Edgeworth Miles in Japan, is he? But I'm sure you've already realized that by now, right? Besides, Clover, the localization team is notorious for making their name puns in English. That's kind of like their whole thing. It's but hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable.
Hold it!
You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are a few who can look at a murder with a clear mind. We attendants go through all sorts of extensive training and are always calm and collected. We even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish, as the plane makes a splashdown. Her eye is twitching. It seems like she's not a fan of that, but might have done it before. I fail to see how that would be a calm and rational thing to do in an emergency. This lady. Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony? Whoops. Oh my god. I keep wanting to skip the dialogue I've already read, but it will not let me. It's extremely annoying. Because then I skip forward and I'm trying to skip the dialogue so that I can go back and it just keeps going forward. Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in light coming from within.
Hold it!
The murder weapon dripping with blood? Really now? I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw her. There'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Shut up. You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be flustered. I twitch. Handling murder is not part of training for flight attendants? I wouldn't know. Not a flight attendant. I witnessed the murder scene. I'm now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently, you also lie with a smile on your face. Did you see that Musk's rocket exploded? He wasn't in it? Oh, tell me a different billionaire was in it, though. At least tell me a billionaire was in there.
Hold it!
I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me. Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand. It was empty. Damn it! I mean, damn good thing that it was empty. Ahem, cough. Ahem. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who's been arrested by the police. So I'm to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. At least I'm close. The mistake shines like silver lining on a dark rain cloud. Standing over, yeah. Hey, that was a wallet.
Objection!
We'll clear this up and then I'll be done. Miss Tenero. But what's with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? No, but
I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you'd be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'll agree it's only grape juice. Once again, not wine. The director of this game genuinely loves grape juice. So anytime you see a wine bottle and a wine glass and they go grape juice, it's genuinely grape juice. Then, that's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, have to clear up that pesky accusation. Hold it! Wait just a second. There it is. I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling in that tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from appearance it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Chenero, if you'd be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. KK. A passport. From Borginia. I like the concept of a plane murder. Yeah. This is one of my preferred cases, but it is also the most, like, that you could have cut, and it should have had a different case. Seems his passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet to the murder weapon theory moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. Type P. Hicks Ackby. Ackby Hicks. Republic of Borginia. This is... Just as I thought, this travel wallet belongs to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes the victim's property. Oh, well, shit. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you! You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hand when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Alright. Well, that aside, this is something we'll come back to next week. As I save here. Yay. Save complete. Be back to this next week. Once again, I am not around Sunday. I have a family thing. I'll be back Monday with more Divinity Dragon Commander. The most fun you can have being a political emperor that isn't in some way tyrannical. Don't mind all the fucking war. Love you all. Be good people. See ya Monday. Toodle pip and good night, everybody.